Come on, everybody, and bring your hands together for the John Cena.
John Cena, a big champion. John Cena, a cool heart. John Cena, he can't wait for the match to start. So romantic. John Cena, he's great at math. John Cena, a pro skater. John Cena, such a sweaty and sexy man. A huge cock. John Cena, super fertile. John Cena, a small bladder. John Cena, he's likely to win tonight. John Cena, he's likely to win tonight. John Cena, please impregnate all my daughters. John Cena!
And now the John Cena, bringing you the hottest action you have ever seen in your whole life.
This is Tyler David, and you're listening to On the Network.
You know, he's just gotten to that point in his life where he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm Ric Flair.
I could see that being the case for Vince, though, like his dad being like, oh, you'll never be a wrestler. And then Vince is like, fuck you, I'm gonna take steroids and beat the top face of the company. I mean, I'm not the type of guy who, Google searches, hey, Hulk Hogan sex tape. What I think they're doing is giving the wrestlers and the audience the true WWE medical experience, where we're not gonna do anything to help you until you're about to have a heart attack.
And even then, we might just give you a Z-Pack.
You can't just have someone with a fucking heart disease get in the fucking ring, bounce off the ropes, and die in the middle of the ring on TV.
You would think that, but it could happen 3 times on your show.
If you want to buy a $10,000 Batman replica costume, buy it. Treat yourself.
For Lucha to consider themselves a reality show, that's hilarious, because in it you have a guy that dies, comes back, there's a girl that just disappears. Like, it's just like all this like weird mythical stuff happening around it. I almost feel like wrestling is becoming validated again, and it's not through WWE, but it's because of other promotions like Lucha Underground. I could just imagine like Vince McMahon be like, you guys wanted a Texas death match? Here's your Texas death match. And we're like, no, we wanted Lesnar versus Stone Cold. And you're giving us Flair and Hogan. God damn it.
I suffer from a condition called third-party embarrassment.
Holy shit. Apparently, wrestling, it's hard. Naomi and her husband to a sex shop to look at sex toys to help build her dominatrix gimmick.
And she wanted to buy the butt plug for her cat.
So the book note version of Total Divas, everyone hates Eva Marie.
This is On the Network.
Welcome everyone to a special edition of On the Network. We're going to cover Night of Champions. With me as always is Tyler David. Tyler, how are you doing?
Hello, my good man. So, how did you enjoy Nights of Roll-Ups? Oh, sorry. I mean, Nights of Champions.
Honestly, I liked it a lot better than I thought I would.
It was, I think overall it was a good pay-per-view. There was a lot of interesting things happening, a lot of good moves, a lot of good storylines. Where do you want to start at the beginning?
Yeah, I really didn't watch the pre-show?
Neither did I.
I had it on and I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, yeah, I just don't care.
Yeah. It was, let's see. I believe they showed a replay, because you know they love their fucking replays.
Yeah.
It was...
I think it was like...
Stardust one.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
So they will continue that. That's going to be the pre-show feud for a while.
Yay.
Similar to how they did with Barrett and R-Truth. Like every pay-per-view had a Barrett R-Truth match at the beginning.
Yeah, Goldust or Stardust or... Yeah, Stardust, sorry. Stardust definitely deserves a better spot than that.
Yeah.
But, so then we get into the main show. And...
Motherfucking Kevin Owens!
Yeah, we get Kevin Owens versus Ryback.
Versus Ryback, the big guy. So, they definitely were making Ryback look strong at the beginning, and in my head I was like, yeah, he's gonna lose. Because they were making him look really fucking strong at the beginning.
Yeah, and he didn't look good, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make someone look strong, but that doesn't mean that they look good.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's where Ryback fell. Like, he was like in that weird in-between of looking good and being a reliable character.
And then Kevin Owens did that behind-the-back arm hold and threw him into the corner, which basically set up the rest of the match. And they replayed that approximately 1 million times, give or take a few. But, yeah, that was a good move. I've never seen that before, so that impressed me. And then Ryback did an okay job selling it throughout the match. I heard him vocally complaining about his elbow too, so that was interesting. Usually, they just make it look physically like it's hurting, but he was actually making it to where the camera could hear him complaining about his elbow. But
yeah, but then Kevin Owens is like, shut up.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is fucking great, antagonizing the crowd again. And then he did some interesting moves on his elbow. He did the backsplash and some other things that I was like, wow, he's really doing a good job. Because usually they do a fucking horrible job of, targeting the one limb.
Right.
But and the crowd was into Owens too. They were chanting "Fight Owens, fight!" They were wanting him to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he did with a fucking roll up. Well, a rake to the eyes and a roll up. But who the fuck wins with a rake to the eyes and a roll up? Come on.
Owens does.
So, yeah, I enjoyed this match. I'm really looking forward to Owens getting the belt. And I think pretty much all the belts now have legitimacy.
Oh, yeah, for the most part.
Are going to have legitimacy once Owens has a little bit of time with it. Because Ryback really didn't do shit with it. He fucking had a horrible feud with Miz and Big Show, and that was like it. And he's had it for how long? Since, Elimination Chamber?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Looking forward to seeing what Owens does with the belt for sure. And then
we had
yeah.
Then we have New Day come up next, right?
No. You skipped way ahead.
I want to only skip one match.
Well, I want to talk about this promo they played first. Undertaker versus Lesnar, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
You thought Undertaker was too old to fight Lesnar.
I still do.
You're going to get Undertaker versus Lesnar.
I still think he's too old for this. Okay, so my thing with Undertaker is, can he put on entertaining matches? Not necessarily great wrestling matches, but entertaining matches. Yes.
Yes.
Or at least he was able to at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Hopefully that is still somewhere in a bottle, and he could still bring it out. But, with that being said, he's... I don't want to see him keep going up against Lesnar, because that is how he's going to end his career.
Well, you forget. It's fine. It's going to be fine. You know why? Because I guess now you're allowed to take 10-minute timeouts. Or at least Sting did.
Oh, yeah.
So if Undertaker gets a little tired, just, hey, timeout, Lesnar. Give me a few minutes to catch my breath, and then we will continue the Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
But the promos they were using, they were rehashing the old promos.
Yep.
From the other fucking time he fought Undertaker. So I thought that was interesting. So yeah, looking forward to that. But is Hell in a Cell the actual next pay-per-view, or is it going to be like a bonus one like they do here and there?
That's the next pay-per-view. The bonus is that thing at Madison Square Garden.
Okay. So Rusev versus Ziggler was next. I have to say, did not enjoy this match. What do you think?
I thought Ziggler looked good in it, but overall it wasn't a memorable match. Like, yeah, whatever.
Well, if anything, Ziggler taught me that if I ever want to impress a girl, I need to wear pants with her face on my dick.
Yeah.
So, besides that, there was some horrible botches in this match, like left and right. For example, when Ziggler was on the apron and Rusev was, running at him to knock him off, Ziggler dove off like 3 seconds before Rusev even fucking hit him. And then there was a horrible roll-up where he tried to do like a backwards roll-up, but it was like frontwards, and like it was fucking god-awful. And then there was the DDT he did where like the camera like zoomed in and you see Rusev's head was like a foot from the mat. But and then there was a super kick that missed. It was left and right. It was fucking just horrible.
Yeah.
They made sure to whenever they were both down, zoom in on Summer Rae's cleavage as she was like.
I did notice that.
So this whole thing is. And then what? Okay. Any other match, if an outside contributor throws something at one of the people in the match, that is a disqualification, correct?
In theory.
In theory, if you get hit by someone outside the match, you win by disqualification. Well, Rusev got hit in the face with the shoe. That should have been disqualification.
But she was on his team, so it's like a little different then. Like I think like they do that. Like let's say someone who's not necessarily in the match, if that shoe would have hit Ziggler, the match would have been over instantly. But because it hit Rusev, or it could have been one of those things where the ref didn't see it.
I think it's just all in line with the refs don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, they're just there. Like no one knows their names anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just there.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. It's probably going to end up Ziggler hooking up with Summer Rae, and then a whole fucking 10 more months of this, ending in WrestleMania, where they have a fucking winner takes the women match or something stupid like that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. But then we had the New Day match. What did you think of this one?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. It was a nice, solid match. There weren't too many like amazing spots or anything, but the New Day is awesome on the mics.
That's what I was about to say. I think that's what got me into the match, because really, Dudley Boys being there doesn't really do anything for me. Like I don't know, like I feel like they haven't earned the spot yet to be a contender for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just that new. And I feel the same way about Sting. Like, well, why did they make him a contender for the heavyweight championship? Like, that made no sense to me.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, though, like, New Day does know how to go on a mic and get a crowd pumped up. And you could also tell that the show was in Texas, because they were talking about all the people that signed, like, the Save the Table petition.
Yeah.
And then when they said Barack Obama, they just got booed.
Yeah.
I was just like, damn.
Yeah. They're very smart on the mic. One big move in the match was, did you see the splash Big E did on Bubba Ray
Yeah.
on the apron? I thought he really got hurt there. Like, that, it just seemed like fucking bent his neck back when he rolled off. But besides that, I mean, there wasn't too many great moments, but they put a... See, if they're trying to save the tables, why'd they bring the fucking table into the ring first?
I have no idea.
But...
That was just stupid. But Rufio did go through the table, so...
Yeah. So, everyone looks strong in the end again, and we'll set this up for the next few pay-per-views, and finally it'll get to TLC. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully... How is TLC the one after Hell in a Cell? Or do you even know?
I can't even tell you anymore.
Yeah.
TLC is in December. No. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one in December.
Is that after Royal Rumble or before?
Before.
Okay. I was going to say...
Royal Rumble is January.
I want to say that they're going to bring the Hardy Boys back, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's not like TNA's going to be there.
Yeah. TLC would be the perfect time to do that. And that'd be a great match. So... Well, if they can still, fire on all cylinders. But you saw how fucking all these old people they're bringing in lately.
Yep.
So, after that, we had a promo for Breaking Ground, which I think I'm going to watch this. It's, I guess they're going behind the scenes with some wrestlers. It looked like Bayley was one.
Oh,
Apollo.
that's the NXT show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Baron Corbin one? It looked like... I mean, it was hard to tell who the specific wrestlers were.
I think it's just if you're in NXT, you're going to end up on that show.
Okay. But I think they were focusing on some people, but we'll see. I'm going to definitely give it a shot. It looks interesting. All right, after that we had Charlotte versus Nikki Bella.
The match itself, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. The outcome, I thought, was excellent.
Yes, I love the outcome, and I think the way they did this match was the only way to do a successful match with Nikki Bella, because obviously she cannot wrestle at the same level as Charlotte, so they had to, come up with a way to make it look
like she could,
which, focusing on the leg, Charlotte is a great actress, because I thought she really did tweak her leg when she fell the first time.
Right.
But then as soon as I saw Nikki was targeting it, I knew it was, just part of the fucking match. But they focused a little too much on that to where, they spent too much time on that. They could have done a little bit, because she did that one fucking leg hold, several times, and she was just doing the same shit over and over, it seemed like.
Oh, yeah. And there was this one thing where Nikki Bella was, hanging on to the pole or post or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was, outside of the ring, right outside of it, and she had Charlotte, in a weird submission, I guess. Yeah. It looked like just kind of a weird figure four type thing.
Yeah, it was a figure four on the post. They do that every once in a while. Yeah,
but the way how Nikki was holding it just looked very not PG.
Yeah,
I guess you could say it just looked very sexual.
I want to say Nikki had a nip slip.
Very possible.
Because it looked like there was a brown spot, how her nipple's probably darker because of her skin color, but I thought it was. I don't know. It was going so fast I couldn't really tell, and then I didn't feel like trying to research a nip slip while my wife is in the other room. So,
right.
But anyway, yeah, I love the ending, and I love the fact that Nikki was yelling at her partners outside the ring because they were trying to cheat. That was a nice little spot, and then it sort of ended a little too quick too, like just spear and then tap out. But it is what it is. The end result, you can't argue with that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. There was a picture that Nikki Bella posted on Instagram, and she looks like she got beat up. Right above, like right on her chest, like right above her like cleavage, like there's like this like really dark spot there. So I have no idea what that's from, because it didn't look like she had that at all in the match. Unless makeup or something covered it. I have no idea. But yeah, it just looked like she actually did get beat up pretty well.
Yeah. Which is surprised, because it didn't look like she took too many moves in the match.
Right. Right. I'm actually going to send you this picture now. Yeah, like, it just looked really weird. Like, it didn't make sense to me, like, where this came from.
Because I'm trying to think back, and all she really did was take the spear and the figure four. I don't really remember too much else.
Yeah, I just sent it to you. It's on your phone.
Okay, let me see. Not getting it. Oh, wait, here we go.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm talking about there?
Downloading. Okay. Let's look. Oh, yeah, across her chest there. I think I saw that during the match.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Did Nick, fucking Charlotte, she smacked her a few times on the chest, didn't she?
Yeah, but I don't think that would cause that kind of mark.
I don't know. Maybe she scratched her while she was doing it or something. She ain't got any, does she have some jewelry on her hands? I don't think so.
No.
That'd be stupid to do as a wrestler. But, I mean, Devon had a fucking necklace on. I thought that was interesting. Like, you gonna wear jewelry and get choked or something, you know?
Oh, they used to do that all the time in the 90s, so.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was a good match. It's good to see that they're actually giving... They gave them a little bit of time, too. It was a decent length match. I mean, it's probably shorter than I remember, but it felt a little bit longer than they usually give. Because half the time they don't give a shit. They only give them like 3 minutes. The ref did hold the belt upside down at the beginning, but besides that, looks like they're actually giving him a chance now, finally.
Yeah.
Should be interesting to see the matchups we get in the future. Probably see Charlotte versus Sasha Banks next. And then Ambrose, Reigns, and surprise guest versus the Wyatt family. What did you think about the surprise guest?
Not surprised.
You weren't surprised?
No. His name came up in the rumors.
See, I was on the internet a good amount, and I didn't really... I mean, I saw a decent amount of rumors, but Y2J, I didn't see that rumor. But even if I saw it, I wouldn't really pay too much attention to it, because he is around here and there, so it wasn't really a huge surprise. But it was sort of... I was sort of enjoying it. I'm a huge Y2J fan, so...
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say I was let down by it, but I was sort of let down by it.
Yeah, I mean...
Just all the other options that they could have done.
Like, who else would you rather have seen?
I was thinking maybe a brand new guy that no one's ever seen before. Who...
They should have either went with... I mean, obviously, if you're going to go with a legend, I mean, Y2J is up there, but, I mean, The Rock, but he doesn't really do it too often.
Orton?
I wouldn't have wanted to see Orton, and that wouldn't have been a surprise, because he has a reason, you know? But I was thinking they could have done Kane, or... I don't know. I agree. They should have just did a new guy and started Shield 2.0 or something like that.
Exactly. Like,
because the end of this match didn't make sense to me. Y2J sort of turned heel on them.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense because, you know, he'll probably be around for another month. If that. You know what I'm saying? Like...
Obviously, he's not going to join the Wyatts.
Right.
So why is he... unless they're gonna put the Wyatt family feud on hold for now and let Y2J feud with Ambrose or Reigns for a while. But that doesn't make sense.
No. Like, I agree with everything you just said. Like, none of that made sense to me. Like, because Jericho's one of those guys that he comes and goes. His job is to put over younger guys. You know what I mean? Like, and I felt like he did that. I felt like he did that. But his job is done. So, are they trying to retool Reigns again? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have honestly no clue where the fuck this is going. I thought it would end up with like Eric Rowan, interfering and joining Wyatt family as well, or something like that. I didn't expect Y2J to just, turn heel mid-match and like be a jackass and lose the match for him. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
No, I agree.
But did you see the fan attack again?
Oh, yeah.
Why is it always Ambrose? It seems
or
like
Reigns.
Well, Rollins he wasn't attacked, but a guy showed up, and they always dress ridiculous. The fans that interfere. I didn't get a good look at this guy, but the last guy that interfered with Rollins was fucking dressed pretty crazy. But there was just an article the other day of the ex-head security of WWE, like, saying somebody should be fired because this is happening way too often,
It really is. And it's happening way too often with those guys. In particular.
Yeah.
So, the other night on Raw, I guess 2 weeks ago, that fan walked down with Rollins.
Yeah.
A week or two before that, Reigns gets hit in the head with a briefcase.
I wouldn't really call that a fan. I mean, there's nothing security could have did about that.
Right, but I'm just saying, like all these weird things keep happening to these guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, and now we get this, and I'm just like, this is just weird.
Yeah, I don't know, but Strowman looks strong. Am I saying that wrong? It's Strowman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he did look very strong in this match, and he knocked Y2J out with his knockout hold or submission hold, whatever you want to call it. So I'm impressed by the Wyatt family. I mean, when Luke Harper is your weakest link, you are in fucking good shape. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because Luke Harper is not the guy that's like your weak link. Well, I guess he is in that group. At least right now, he's your weak link, and that's really not a bad thing at all, like you just said, because Harper, I think, is one of those guys that, years later, people are going to go, either he's going to, like, burn out and disappear,
yeah,
or he's going to keep going to the top.
Well, I'm not saying Luke Harper's weak at all. I'm just saying,
right,
like, in that scenario, when out of those three, if your weakest person is as good as Luke Harper, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
No, like I agree. But I'm just saying, like, years later, I could see Harper being a force to be reckoned with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, definitely. He I don't know what it's going to take. I think he really needs... He's not the best on the mic. His voice is a little... Like, it's not weird. It's not as intimidating as it should be for that big of a guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll see what happens with Luke Harper, but I definitely have high hopes for him. Definitely out of the three, he's my favorite, but we'll see what happens. This feud is definitely going to get interesting. Are they going to have another match next one with a new mystery partner? Or what?
Right.
Where does it go from here? Doesn't make any sense. So then we get into Seth Rollins versus John Cena, and I was really surprised that they did these matches back to back. I mean, the story they went with makes sense, but you'd think that they would have done his first match at the beginning of the pay-per-view and then the second one at the end, but to give him rest. But they did them right back to back. I guess they're just trying to. They're really pushing Seth Rollins as the guy. The next huge guy in this company, because
which is good.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is amazing. I honestly think he's one of the best, if not the best, in the WWE right now.
He's on the verge, I think, of turning face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's like on that verge, and that's a good thing.
When I saw they were doing the matches back to back, I thought for a second, well, wait, are they going to turn him face? Because, he's going to overcome these unbeatable odds or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, I mean, obviously he didn't, but I'd like to see that. Eventually he's going to turn face. Maybe that white costume is part of it, but we'll see. What did you think of the Cena match?
It ended abruptly.
Yeah, it didn't. I mean, obviously they had to do it because of time. They can't put Seth Rollins through this fucking Kevin Owens level match,
Right,
what I mean?
right. But it just felt like it was abrupt. George was messaging me on Facebook during this match, and it was abrupt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely... because even he was like, that's just odd.
But did you notice at the beginning they were saying Jon Stewart won an Emmy?
Yeah.
And then they were like, he was using our footage on the episode he got the Emmy. So basically, we got an Emmy.
Right.
That's what they were getting at.
It's like even though we weren't nominated, because, Lucha was, and I think that was their response to that.
Yeah.
The one thing I was expecting was for Sheamus to come out probably during this one. It just made sense to me, like, for Sheamus to come out, like, during one of these two matches.
Well, he wouldn't do it during the first match. He'd wait until after the second when Rollins is absolutely, tired and beat up.
Right, but then he might have to deal with... Like, I was thinking he would do it at the end of this one. Because I would rather deal with a tired Cena and tired Rollins. As opposed to a tired Rollins and maybe a tired Sting.
Well, I do get your point there a little bit. Because he wouldn't even have to deal with Cena. Because after Cena defeats...
Exactly.
Rollins, he has no incentive to fight Sheamus. Because the World Heavyweight title's not on the line for him. So that does make sense. Let's see what else interesting happened in this match. They were doing the wave again.
Yeah, and this was funny because during the wave, Rollins was like pointing to the areas for them to do it.
Yeah,
like he was encouraging it. Where
and then he got fucking rolled up.
Yeah, well, well, I just thought that was funny. It's like you have Rollins that's encouraging the wave. While you have a select group of divas bitching because the fans were doing a wave during their match.
Yeah.
It's like, I think the wave is becoming more and more of a thing at wrestling events. And that's cool, whatever. The audience is having fun. They paid money to have fun. They're not really disrupting anyone. Because the match could clearly keep going even with a wave.
Yeah.
It's just the guys stop and acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's not gonna hurt anybody to do that, and it's not gonna it's not gonna get to you unless you let it get to you as a wrestler. You know what I mean?
Right. And I thought it was really weird that select group of divas really got pissed off about it.
Yeah, just go with it. That's what makes Seth Rollins to the next level, because instead of bitching about it, he plays along. He goes with the crowd. So, and then
there was also this really cool thing that Rollins did at the end of the match with Cena, where it was like I guess it was like a suplex or something, but he did it like twice.
Oh yeah, he's done that a few times. His moveset has got to be the most entertaining moveset right now, I think.
How is that not a finisher?
He has like fucking 5 finishers. He's got the pedigree. He's got the fucking Phoenix Splash.
He could drop the pedigree. Just drop it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like Triple H's thing. I get why he did it for a while, but if he has this other one, which is a lot cooler.
But it's so hard to set that up, though. You can't really do that out of nowhere, you know what I mean? You need a finisher that can be done at a moment's notice.
Right, I guess.
But yeah, that move definitely could be considered a finisher. He does another one just like it, but without the off the top rope as well. So, and then did you see Cena reverse the running powerbomb?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that before. That was good. And then yeah, so Cena wins the US belt, and I 100% knew this was going to be the case because I saw reports that WWE has got a ton of fucking US title John Cena shirts still. So they gotta sell those t-shirts. Gotta get the belt back on him. I mean, I'm not complaining because I don't really like the idea of a guy having 2 belts like that, and John Cena was doing a good job with it, so it is what it is.
Right.
I'd rather see him with the US belt than if he's got to have a fucking belt. So I'd rather the US belt be on him than the championship belt.
Right.
But and then we get another case of fucking Mr. John Cena doing heel moves, but yet he can never turn heel. Fucking
It's because he's a mega face.
he could literally shit on a kid with cancer in the middle of the ring, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm a good guy."
He is the Walmart of the wrestling world. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone hates Walmart. Well, at least I know like a lot
reason.
of I know like a lot of people hate Walmart. Maybe not everyone, but a lot of people hate Walmart, right?
Yeah.
But with that being said, a lot of people continue to go to Walmart.
Yep, they show up every fucking day and buy their cheap ass shit from Walmart, you know?
You know what I'm saying? So like I think that's the best way to describe John Cena. Is he's sort of like that guy that or like that store that everyone just hates going to but they still will. You know, it's just like, well, this is a cheap store, whatever. And I think that's where John Cena's at right now. I think that's the best way I could describe him. It's just, you know, he's going to give you the cheap wins. People are going to buy it up. I want to say people, in John Cena's case, is going to be little kids. You know, and that's good. They need to make money somehow because they're not making money off Raw right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so might as well put Cena in there. And now they're going to go, now Cena will come back on Raw. Raw ratings will go up.
Good luck with that. Now that football's back.
Right.
Fucking WWE is gonna tune out for the next fucking 4 months or however long. So be prepared for that. It's gonna be a fucking bunch of shit. But, yeah, I don't know. I do agree with the Walmart of fucking wrestling. Seth Rollins would be like the Target of wrestling, maybe?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. Like, he isn't on that level yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still loses. He wins when it matters, but he still loses.
Well, see, that's why he's the Target, because, like, Target had the fucking, he has some scandals every once in a while with, like, the credit cards and the fucking, I think there was a thing where they were selling, like, racist merchandise or something like that, but yet they're still, like, one of the top, you know, competitors out there.
Right.
And put out good merchandise. So, we'll see. It's all fucking metaphor anyway, but, then we get Rollins versus Sting. And,
this was interesting.
Now, were they trying to kill Sting, is my question.
I think. But with that being said, Sting also looked the best that he has in a WWE ring.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. For the first part of the match, yes. until he fucking just collapsed.
Right.
So, I wonder whose idea it was to say, "Hey, Sting, we're gonna put you through a table."
And we're not going to take the monitors out.
He was fucking beat up. He had bruises and fucking bad like scratches and gashes and shit all over his body. He was fucking beat up really bad.
But I will say, like, I'm not sure if you watched any TNA back when Sting was in it. I would say Sting looked better tonight than he's looked on TNA.
Yeah.
Definitely looked better than he did at WrestleMania. I don't really count those things that they put him in Raw as real matches, because one of them was like a tag team match, so it was like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and well, that being said, he definitely looked better than he has in a couple years. He wasn't phoning it in.
Yeah.
However, there is something I do want to point out here. So, during this match, I'm not sure if you caught it, but JBL, he made a comment. And I was like, holy shit, they actually just said this. So, they were talking about how Sting has won all these championships at Starrcades.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, well, I guess he hasn't fought anyone as good as Seth Rollins at Starrcade.
Yeah.
And the first thing I could think of was JBL just said Ric Flair sucked.
I don't think he put too much thought into it.
Oh, probably not. But that's the first thing that went in my mind.
Yeah.
Was just that statement. I was just like, man, really? Like, I understand that that's what they've been pushing is like the Starrcade matches. Like they've been pushing those during the last Raw. Like Sting's like championship wins at Starrcades, and
you think they're gonna fucking bring back Starrcade?
I don't think so.
I mean, I could see them doing that in place of like a fucking fast lane or something. You know?
I feel like Starrcade would have to be like between WrestleMania and SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Like, I think that'd be the time for them to do that.
Yeah, they couldn't roll that out as... Because that was, like, WCW's WrestleMania, right?
Right. Like, that was, like, a big one.
So they couldn't just be like, hey, there's this fucking C-level pay-per-view we're going to call Starrcade, you know? They'd have to actually make it important.
Right.
But, so... Yeah, this fucking Sting just took, like, a 10-minute timeout. And then, here's another question. Do you think they were going to give Sting the title until they realized, hey, this guy's fucking can't make it through a fucking match without dying?
No.
No? You think that was the plan all along?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say so as well.
And even if he got, let's say Sting did get the belt tonight.
Yeah.
Sheamus would have come out either way. It might have just had just Sheamus instead of Kane and Sheamus.
Yeah. So here's the next question. How does Sting come back? Like, let's say you're the next wrestler that Sting comes out and says, "Hey, I'm gonna fucking get you," blah blah blah. Wouldn't that wrestler be like, go ahead and try? You can't make it through a match, and you've lost every time you've tried before. You know, like what is there to make you scared of Sting anymore?
With that being said, what is there to make someone scared of Dean Ambrose?
Jack shit.
So, I mean, I like Ambrose, but it's just one of those things where it doesn't matter. They're just gonna go, okay, it's Sting, and then they'll throw up like whatever random stats they could find from WCW.
Yeah.
And they'll build up his character using WCW. You know, stuff from like 20 years ago, being like, remember when Sting had bleach blonde spiked hair and he looked like the Ultimate Warrior makeup? Yeah, remember that, Sting? And that's what they did with to like lead up to this match.
Oh, God, do you think they're going to bring back original Sting?
No.
Well, okay, here's one point to make, is that when you have, like, a Dean Ambrose who loses all the fucking time, the difference is he puts on good matches, so he looks strong when they're over. You know what I mean? Whereas Sting, he does not look strong. He looks super fucking weak after the end of the match.
But I mean, still, like, the beginning of the match, I thought he did really good. And really, like, whenever, like, the doctors came out for him in this match, it was pretty much after he went through that table. A time or two. You know what I'm saying? So, like...
I think you'd be tooting a whole nother story if that was Undertaker that needed a 10-minute...
No, I'm not, like, really defending him. I'm just saying, like, storyline-wise of the match, it made sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm really not a big Sting fan. Personally, I don't think he has any right to even be in the position he's in right now in WWE.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm just trying to look at this as an upside. But really, this was... I don't want to say it was, like, a downside of the entire event.
I'll give him credit. I mean,
But,
he did put on a decent first half. He went through the table. He did, I mean, yes, he took his 10-minute break, but he was able to finish the match. So, you gotta give him some credit.
yeah, I mean, I bet Undertaker was watching that, and he was like, wait, I could have taken a break at WrestleMania? Fuck!
So, this match ends in a roll-up as well, to finish Night of Roll-Ups, and then you get Sheamus coming out. And then I said the words that I thought I would never say. Thank God for Kane interference.
Yeah. Well, I want to point something out here, too. So, Sheamus gives the briefcase to the ref.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, once it's in the ref's hands, the ref gets the bell, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, every time Sheamus does this, something happens, and he continues to hold on to the briefcase.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know why.
You know what they should do? They should be like, they should drag his Money in the Bank all the way to the fucking end. Like, you have a year to turn it in, right? So they should drag it all the way out to the year mark, and Sheamus goes to turn it in as the timer's running down, and the ref's like, oh, what? And then he goes and they fails to cash in because the ref fucking doesn't turn it in time.
That would be hilarious.
But yeah, this is the second time they've done that, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Like, it made no sense to me. It was like, why even do this?
So we're gonna see Kane versus Rollins in Hell in a Cell. Will it be an actual Hell in a Cell match, though? Probably not.
Yeah, I was thinking probably not.
They might. It might be... Because they won't do more than 2, probably. So you will see Undertaker and Lesnar in the Cell. Maybe Kane and Rollins. I don't think there's going to be another match besides that. Because I know they've done 3 in one night before.
What about... this is just me speaking randomly. What about Charlotte versus someone?
You know what? That crossed my mind as well.
In a Hell in a
Charlotte
Cell
versus
match.
Sasha in a Hell in a Cell match?
I don't think it's going to be Sasha.
It'd have to be one of the ones that actually knows how to wrestle, though.
Yeah, it would.
Which the only other option would be Becky or Paige, which she's on a team with.
Yeah, but this is something I noticed with Paige. I've been noticing this the past 2 Raws and tonight. Paige kind of distanced herself from Charlotte and Becky.
Yeah.
Like, whenever they're walking down, Paige kind of comes down by herself, and Charlotte and Becky are together. Whenever Charlotte won the belt tonight,
Yeah.
Paige kind of stood off to the side. Becky is hugging her. Like, Paige does hug Charlotte for a second, but it's more Becky and Ric Flair were hugging Charlotte, and Paige is just kind of there in the ring.
I could see that.
You know, like, I'm not sure if they're building up to something or if it's just me noticing maybe Paige doesn't like the situation she's in.
Yeah, I could go along with that match, Paige versus Charlotte in Hell in a Cell. If you want to have a Divas Revolution, what better fucking way than to put them two in a fucking Hell in a Cell match? They put on an awesome match, and it wouldn't even matter who won the title, but that would be perfect. I think.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that. I think Paige just did an interview recently at a Comic-Con or something, and they were asking her, what would she do differently, and one of the things was have more stipulation matches, which I agree with. They need to have, more interesting matches. Throw some stuff in there. So, like this Iron Man match is going to be awesome versus Sasha and Bayley.
Right.
I can't remember the last time I seen a stipulation women's match in the main roster.
It was like a underwear match or something.
Well, besides that, like I'm talking like a ladder match or.
Oh no. It's always been like bra and panties, swimming pool, pudding or Jello. I'm sure was thrown in there at one point.
Do you think, like Becky and Charlotte would do a fucking bra and panties match? I almost want to say they would just straight out refuse.
I think Becky would. Charlotte might, just because there's like, look, this is part of your job.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
I think we're past that now.
Oh yeah, we are.
Hopefully Charlotte dumps it in the fucking trash and turns it into the women's belt. But I doubt they'll do that.
That was something else that's been bothering me all fucking night. So I turned on the pre-show, the kickoff thing that they had.
Yeah.
And I did fall asleep in the middle of it.
Uh-huh.
And I woke up just in time to start Night of Champions on time. But they were showing like promos and they were showing like former women's champions. But they were all calling them divas.
Yeah.
Like the Fabulous Moolah was a great diva. I was like, wait, what? No, she was not a Divas champion. She was a women's champion for like 28 years. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
And if that's what they're going to, if that's how they're going to treat it, there was no point at all for Nikki to have the belt that long.
They left out AJ Lee for sure.
Oh yeah.
You'll never hear her name again.
Oh yeah. And it was funny because they also stopped at Trish.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you noticed that. It was like Lita, Trish, and then about 15 years, no one.
So,
like, not even Nikki Bella was listed.
Well, she's the current champ. They're not going to list her.
I guess. But still, I just thought that was funny. It was like they couldn't even like list like, I don't know, anyone from the past 5 years.
There is no one besides AJ Lee.
Yep.
Which they're not going to mention.
Nope.
So, alright, well, we gotta wrap this up. Any final comments on Night of Roll-Ups?
Not really.
Me either. I say it was overall it was a good pay-per-view. I was super excited for it, so it didn't live up to my expectations, but hardly anything ever does.
I went into this with really low expectations based on Raw for the past couple weeks, so I was pleasantly surprised.
You can't go off Raw or you'll never fucking enjoy anything.
No. I found that I enjoyed this more because I was expecting for it to be a complete shit show.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
And when I go in with those kind of expectations and then I'm pleasantly surprised throughout the night, it's all right.
Yep. So, all right. Catch us again. This is this bonus episode, so we'll be again on Thursday night.
Yep.
And uploaded Friday. So, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Okie doke.
Cool. I'm going to try to edit this real quick, and post it.
All right, should be good.
And when I say edit it real quick, I'm just gonna throw an intro on there, like a weird promo, an intro, upload.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
It doesn't need to be anything special.
Right.
All right, then. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right, bye.
Bye.